Hello, everyone, and welcome inside another edition of Going Deep Podcast Shorts. Today, we're going to play another edition of Buy or Sell regarding the most popular topic of Bills Mafia right now, the Bills signing Von Miller. Kev, I think it's an obvious answer, but do you buy or sell the Bills' most recent acquisition?
I buy. This is a big buy, Mike, for me. I think the thing that catches us all off guard with this one is I think we just assumed Von Miller would go back to LA. I think it was a natural reunion into a Super Bowl spot. Didn't really consider the fact that he'd be after that third championship with his third different team. So I think that was kind of a little underrated. We just kind of figured the same money. Chandler Jones made the sense to be reunited at home. He followed the money himself. I just didn't put two and two together, factoring Von Miller might be the natural fit here, and that he was the name that had reached out to the Bills all offseason. And the Bills probably have been thinking about this for a while on how to fit this contract underneath the cap. It looks to me like a 2 and or 3 year deal. Still have to see the specifics of it. So not overly concerned with the $120 million, but this is a big buy because you really lock that in half of the guarantees. And that's really what the contract is, Mike. So it's a major buy to pair Von Miller with the rookie and young pass rushers that you have in Epinesa and Boogie Basham. So, it's really good. And Gregory Rousseau. And then you add another veteran presence in Shaq Lawson, the news that finally broke today here from us. So I think that that's really good. A really good defensive end room, Mike, capped off by a buy from Von Miller.
Yeah, you have to buy this. This was an incredible job by the Bills to bring Von Miller to Buffalo. The guy's a legend. It's crazy to think the Bills almost landed him that many years ago in the draft when they ended up with Marcel Darius. But here's a guy that's still playing high-level football, entering his 33rd year on this planet, turning 33 later in March. And the great thing about the Bills, here's some numbers that I got from Aaron Quinn, our colleague at Cover One. 82 pressures last year in 18 games, counting the playoffs, 13 sacks, 10 hits, 59 hurries, and a 20.4% win rate, which was 8th overall. This is still an elite player. I've seen some people on Twitter say, well, he's getting up there in age, he's getting older. Well, that's a concern if there's a noticeable drop-off. He's not dropping off. He is still a top 10, easy top 10 player at his position. And like you said, this is most likely going to be a 3-year deal. The 6 years, everything the way they have it is to work around the cap and to make it something that they can maneuver around. But for Buffalo, you look at the biggest moves that they've ever made in franchise history. This is right up there with Mario Williams. Obviously, Mario Williams was a little bit younger. You thought you might get more years out of him than what you're going to get from Von Miller. But for what this team is right now, Kev, this might be what puts them over the edge to win a Super Bowl. They're at least clearly now the favorites going into next season.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, the odds say that they are. They did improve enough this offseason, adding a little bit to the offensive line. They added, a couple of big name defensive linemen. You have Shaq Lawson, you have obviously Von Miller, and now you have Jordan Phillips, you have Tim Settle. I mean, you have Daquan Jones. You have a big update at the defensive line position, and the Bills are admitting that could have still been our biggest weak point. Beane's been trying to address it for a couple of years now since some of these guys left. It's been a struggle the last 2 years. So I think that they were finally getting back to what they were hoping to do, and then affect the good time passers in this league and the AFC specifically. So the Bills have to be the favorites going in. In a loaded AFC, they have the wild card in Josh Allen, but now they have the defensive line, leaving minimal problems going into the draft here in the next month.
Yeah, this was already a defense that had a great secondary. Obviously, they have some holes to fill in the secondary right now, looking for a corner to go pair up with Trey White, but great safeties. You got a good pair of linebackers. The defensive line looks like it's vastly improved now as well. This is going to be a strong team, and if they continue to play like they have the past 2 years, get off to strong starts, take leads, good luck to opposing quarterbacks now that you have Von Miller attacking you. That's just going to make the Bills that much more challenging for opponents to go up against. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And the one player that all these moves really do benefit is a guy like Tremaine Edmonds. I look for him to feast next year. And the secondary, with some of this pressure that Von Miller might be able to generate, they're going to have a lot more opportunities at forcing turnovers. So I think this is clearly a huge move, and props to Brandon Beane for being able to convince a guy to leave Los Angeles and a team that just won the Super Bowl to come to Western New York. It's no longer where you have to, obviously he's getting a good deal, but it's no longer the case where you have to vastly overpay to get free agents to come to Buffalo. They want to play with Josh Allen. They want to be competing for Super Bowls. So that narrative is no longer applicable for the Buffalo Bills. One quick thing, our debut show, Kev, it is Friday night, this Friday, March 18th at 8 p.m. We have a lot of stuff planned. We have a jersey giveaway. We're going to be giving a signed Andre Reed jersey away to a lucky person who retweets one of our earlier tweets on the Going Deep Pod Twitter account and gives us the account a follow. Any last thoughts before our show on Friday night?
Looking forward to the debut. Looking forward to bringing these quick hitters, these buy and sells, among other short videos that we'll be coming at you with. But appreciate the support, appreciate the early success and momentum for you guys communicating with us. So looking forward to meeting you all and discussing live tomorrow to recap week 1 of free agency.
Well, Bills Mafia, keep celebrating. Enjoy St. Patrick's Day. Enjoy the NCAA tournament. And you know what? Tomorrow night, we're going to be talking to you guys about all the moves that Bills Mafia is getting to enjoy during this week. So we're looking forward to that. We'll see you guys all on Friday night.